Hi, I'm Jake.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast.
Because Disney's a wonderful thing. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet, and fly with us as we discuss the parks, treats, and all things Disney, with new episodes every wonderful Wednesday.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. We're so glad you're here.
Here we are, another week, another episode.
That's right, and it is a wonderful Wednesday whenever we get to share with you some of our favorite things about Disney. So let's get started.
Yeah.
One wonderful thing about our family is that we love playing games together.
We do.
And there are so many fun Disney-themed games out there to enjoy. So on today's episode, we're going to be talking about some of our favorite Disney games. And that could be video games, board games, card games, all sorts.
Yeah, and there are so many different types and versions and, variations of Disney games out there. So we went ahead and chose a few of our family favorites. And so we're going to go into a few of those games and why we like playing them and things that we might want to improve on those games and more. But yeah, this should be fun.
I think so too. And one thing that we're doing, we know that there are some park play apps that games and stuff you can do while you're in the park. We're going to be focusing more on what you can do at home.
Yeah, more like board game type things.
So yeah, this is how you can take some of that Disney park magic with you even if you're not on the park.
Yeah.
So we wanted to start with one game that we've played probably longer than any other Disney game, because we're going on like 5+ years now of this.
I think I've been playing for almost, because they're on year 8, I think I started playing on like year 2.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so 7 years now that you're going. But that is Disney Magic Kingdoms. So this is a game that's available on Apple iOS or Android, so made for your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
The basic gist of this game is that you get to create your own park with rides from the actual Disney parks and locations from your favorite Disney movies, which is super cool. Like, for example, you could have Jungle Cruise, Haunted Mansion, Tower of Terror, Spaceship Earth, those iconic Disney park attractions, but also have the Jolly Roger or Casita or Al's Toy Barn from some of our favorite Disney movies that maybe they don't have in the park.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this game is that they take a combination of both different things and places that you would see in movies as well as rides that are in the park.
Right. So there's a lot of different areas that are open to you. They're kind of built around main attractions, whether that's, Spaceship Earth or
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Yeah, so then you can kind of place these individual attractions around them and really make it your own. There's decorations, there's all sorts of things. And then, if that wasn't enough, you actually get to welcome Disney characters into your kingdom.
Yeah.
So you start out with, Mickey and friends as the main ones. You've got Merlin, who's kind of opening the game for you and talking about unlocking these new areas and things. It's really, really quite fun. You have to collect different tokens. It's stuff that you can do multiple times a day. You're sending characters out on quests, and then they complete different things to bring you back tokens so you can level up your characters. And the higher the level of character, the more tasks they complete. So it really does suck you in and get you plenty to do to play. And I think it's a lot of fun. You have your classic favorites, like I talked about, the Disney and Friends and some of those older classic movies like Peter Pan, 101 Dalmatians, Hercules.
Yeah.
But they also have new movies too. So we mentioned Casita from Encanto, Turning Red, Soul, some of those more recent releases. And they have Pixar. They even have Star Wars.
I know. The Star Wars characters are awesome.
They really are. And there's a lot of them. So the whole thing about this, again, you make your own park. You decorate it the way you want it to. There's, like we said, benches, park like posts, topiaries, just all sorts of stuff. And then you've got the concession stands. So if you're snack people like us, you can put up a churro stand or Jack Num Num cookie stand or a backpack stand for Baymax, like all sorts of stuff. It's just really, really fun.
Yeah.
And then another part of this game that's really cool is a great way that you can get gems so you can progress the game along, is you get to actually have parades.
The parades are so cool.
It is. It's a fun little touch to the game. So a lot of the different stories that they have from the different movies, they have their own parade float. based on those movies and characters. So very creative, lots of neat ideas. Sword in the Stone is one of my favorites, where you've got the dishes washing themselves from the kitchen scene.
Yeah.
Super fun. In Moana, you've got Hey Hey with the little coconut on his head. The Star Wars float has the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Just awesome. And yeah, it's just really quite cool, and it kind of just makes you feel like, hey, if I wanted to build my own Disney park, here's how I would do it.
Exactly, yeah.
So the other thing that they have to keep you kind of hooked and enthralled and involved in the game is they have tower challenges that come up maybe once a month, once every 2 months, where you have to battle Maleficent, and that is their way to unlock new characters. So as you're completing this event, then you're gaining currency and unlocking more things so you can get more characters to add to your story. And some of these are even limited time events. So, there's 5 to 7 new characters that they'll release a month, and just keeps helping the game grow and everything. So, I don't know. It's super fun. I also say that we have kind of a love-hate relationship with this game.
We do.
I think it would be really hard to start out now as a new player and get into it because it's so far along. It's not to say that you can't.
Yeah.
But they've tried to update the game a lot to make it more compelling for people who've been playing longer. But some of those changes make it just so much more difficult. Like, it just takes longer than ever to level up your different characters and come back with the tokens. And there's well over 200 characters now.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a lot. And it just takes a long time, and some of the aspects to the game, do cost real money. I mean, most of it's free, but if you really want to progress your way through it, it requires paying a little bit of money to open some chests or unlock premium characters. So, fair warning, that's what you're getting into. Again, it's not to say that this is impossible for someone new to pick up. I think it could be fun. It's just a fun little tapper game that you can check in throughout the day, but I think they're kind of phasing it out in favor of some other video game platforms and games that they have.
Yeah, which is tough because I think you and I both love Disney Magic Kingdoms.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But, I can see where starting from scratch right now is a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But, so another game that our family absolutely loves to play is Disney Villainous.
Yes. I'm excited to talk about this one because this really is a family favorite, and we've shared it with a lot of people.
We have. So in this board game, you play the role of a villain, and each villain has their own special abilities and like an objective that they have to complete in order to win the game. So you defeat heroes along the way in order to accomplish your objective.
Which is a really fun twist because so often you're the hero trying to defeat the villain, and now you're the villain. And so it's kind of plays that what if game, like what if the Queen of Hearts had won? It's neat.
Yeah, so it's anywhere from 2 to 6 players, and I think on average it takes about an hour. If you're brand new and you're learning the game, it can take much longer. It can take up to, like an hour and a half, but on average between 45 minutes and an hour.
And I think that new learning curve has to do with every villain has a different objective and a different way to play. So yes. There's some commonalities, but everyone's kind of playing their own game.
They are. Everybody has their own board, and we'll get to that. So the original green box, it comes with 6 villains. It comes with Captain Hook, Jafar, Maleficent, Prince John, the Queen of Hearts, and Ursula. And again, instead of one big board, everybody has their own mini board. And each villain has 4 realms that they have on their board. So, for example, Captain Hook has, in his 4 realms, are the Jolly Roger, Skull Rock, Mermaid Lagoon, and Hangman's Tree.
So these are just individual locations from that story.
Exactly.
Scenes that take place.
Yeah, and each realm has 4 actions that will allow your villain to do different things to help you meet your objective. So, it's really awesome. And then each villain has 2 decks of cards. So you have a villain deck and a fate deck. And your villain deck is the deck of cards that you're playing. And
so the stuff that helps you accomplish your
Correct. It helps you win the game. It has like allies that you can play, different items, special abilities, effects, things like that. Whereas your fate cards, these are cards that other players will play on you to try to stop you from winning.
Gotcha.
So this is where your heroes and other abilities and actions that will hurt you kind of come into play. But yeah, most of the time you need to play allies in order to defeat your heroes.
And the cool thing about this, too, is this where you really are trying to sabotage the other players. Like, yes, you're very much working at your own objective, but you're also trying to stop others from completing theirs as well. And that's where the Fate deck comes into play. So if I'm playing Robin Hood and you're playing Ursula, some of your heroes might be Ariel or Prince Eric or Scuttle. Mine may be Robin Hood, Little John, you know, all of these different characters from the movies. And yeah, it makes it really fun twist.
It's a really fun game. And there's actually 5 expansion packs. So I said your first big box will come with 6. And then each new expansion pack adds 3 villains into the game. And then they have a 6th expansion pack, which is just Oogie Boogie. It comes with just 1 villain. So there are a lot of characters, and some of my favorites, I think, are Madame Mim. I've played as her. She's so difficult to win with, to be honest. I haven't figured out, like, a strategy to win with her, but I love playing as Madame Mim. I love playing as Maleficent. She's awesome. And then our son, I think, really likes to play as Cruella de Vil, where you have to collect the different Dalmatians in order to win. So it's a really fun game. And
I love that you actually can intermingle these different characters from different expansions. It's not that you can only play with those 6 and then you have to shift to only play with, you know, the expansions. They all play together.
Yeah, if you just want to play expansion packs, you could just play the expansion packs. I do suggest, though, playing with those original 6, because those original 6 to learn the game, I think, are a bit easier. They still takes the same amount of time to accomplish your objective, but the objective is a little more simple, much easier to learn. But yeah, so they have a new expansion pack that's being released in June. That's going to have King Candy from Wreck-It Ralph and Shere Khan from Jungle Book.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's really awesome. And we have, of course, all of the expansion packs. And this actually took up too much room in our game cabinet.
It did.
It was like a month ago. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, we cannot fit any more games in this game cabinet. So I actually had like a craft container that has 16 individual bins. So now each expansion character has its own container, and I took with my Cricut vinyl and I put the name of each character on the individual container. It's really awesome. I'll take a couple pictures of those and we can post those over on our Patreon for everybody to see.
Yeah, no, that turned out super cute, and it was a much better way to organize all of our different expansions of Villainous. So really fun.
Yeah. But one more thing before moving on from Villainous.
But wait, there's more.
There is actually 2 other types of Villainous instead of just Disney Villainous. They have a Star Wars Villainous.
That's so cool.
And they have a Marvel Villainous.
They do. Marvel Villainous is pretty tricky. I think of the 3 versions, that one probably has the most intricate nuances that make it unique. Like, I think you need to be seasoned before you jump into Marvel.
100%, absolutely. But Star Wars is awesome as well. Yeah. You've got Kylo Ren, Darth Vader. You've got some great villains there.
Across the whole Skywalker saga and The Mandalorian.
Yep.
Which is really cool.
Yeah.
Very fun.
So, yeah, Villainous, we highly suggest it. It's a great board game.
Yeah. So let's jump back into the video game realm. So there's another game that kind of seems like was the transition from Disney Magic Kingdoms to being the new game to play.
Yeah.
And this one's called Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Yeah.
So this one is neat because not only does it work in Apple Arcade on your smartphone, but you can also play it on Switch, PlayStation, Xbox. So it's made for video game consoles, and because of that, much wider world, a lot more abilities and things that you can do, and you're actually going to play in the game as opposed to kind of being like an overseer of everything and just the magic hand that places things. You're a character in the game.
Yeah.
Really, really fun. Be aware that if you're going to play this on Apple Arcade, it is a little limited compared to the other platforms where it's a more full version of the game. And the biggest difference is you don't get the premium shop. which a lot of people have said is kind of a bummer because the premium shop really has a lot more to it and a lot more customizations. Yeah. So let's do an overview. This game takes place Dreamlight Valley, where all the characters lived in harmony until dun dun dun, the forgetting.
The forgetting, yeah.
Right? So now it's up to you to bring the magic back to Dreamlight Valley and ultimately free the Dream Castle. So again, still a lot of Disney Park, Cinderella Castle type theme to it, but a little bit of a different twist. So the way that you progress throughout the game is that you've got to unlock realms, and these realms are full of classic Disney and Pixar characters. So they're, behind locked doors. You can complete quests, activities, explore the world, and that's what will open up these different levels and unlock new characters. So for you, as the main protagonist, you can customize your character, you can assemble unique outfits, you can dress like a princess, like a villain, you could do Disney bounding, which is a thing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that you can do with just your character. And then you get to build your own neighborhood.
Which is so cool.
It is, like a customizable layout to make that gaming experience very unique and your own.
Yeah.
So lots of decorations, there's landscaping options, and then if that wasn't enough, you can actually be neighbors with your favorite Disney characters.
So cool.
It is. So for those of you who have played Animal Crossing, very similar to Animal Crossing style, except again, more open world.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah.
So that's the main game. And then they have an expansion pass to it as well, which is called Dreamlight Valley, A Rift in Time. So with this one, you're on Eternity Isle, and it's become lost in time due to Jafar meddling in magic. So Jafar is the main villain here. And you've got to uncover lost treasures and discover secrets utilizing this new magic royal tool, which is the hourglass. So it's really kind of like restoring the timeline and bringing things back in order, fixing rifts, if you will. So the goal here, to stop Jafar's scheme, he's trying to still the spark of imagination that holds Dreamlight Valley together. So same world, just a little bit of a different twist to it, and opening up this new Eternity Isle as a fun new gameplay world to experience and stuff. But yeah, it's big. There's a lot to it. I feel like lots and lots of hours of gameplay here, and even if you finish like the main story, you still have a lot to do if you want to just again customize your house and your neighborhood and play around with some different characters and stuff. So I don't know, pretty fun. I think this one may be more geared to a little bit of a younger age group, but also still fun for adults too. So like I said, if you're into Animal Crossing, I think this is right up your alley.
Yeah, I agree. Cool. So I think the last game that we kind of wanted to focus on is something that has come out recently that, it came out and people were obsessed.
Oh, like lining up to get new decks.
Flew off the shelves.
Yeah.
And this is Disney's Lorcana. And we just started getting into this game, so forgive us if we're not 100% accurate on all of the facts and the gameplay and explaining some of the rules. It can be a little difficult.
Yeah, but I do think it's really good for us to talk about it because this one is fresh. Like, this just came out and it is still being released and still picking up momentum. So again, this is a fun one to get into and get into it right along with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a trading card dueling game, and it was actually created by Ravensburger, which are the same people that made Villainous.
Nice. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah. And I've heard that people compare Lorcana to Pokemon in the way that it's a dueling game. So again, I think that's a pretty...
Yeah, Pokemon or like Magic the Gathering. Even kind of that vibe, if you will.
Yeah. So the goal of this game is to get 20 lore or 20 points. And that's how you win the game. And there's two different card packs. So you have a starter pack that comes with 60 cards, and then there's booster packs, and each of those booster packs have 12 cards.
Right.
So because you can have that many cards each time you play, it's a different game, which is awesome. So each player starts the game with 7 cards, and you always want to start your turn with ready, set, draw. So ready means that you're having all of your cards turned upright. Set means you're looking at all of the effects to see if there's any effects to play on your cards. And then draw means you're always drawing a card to start your turn.
Yeah.
So you always want to start your turn with ready, set, draw. And the currency of the game is called ink.
And this is where it got a little confusing for me up front. I think for the most part, while it is very... there's just a lot of complexities. Not that the game itself is complex, but a lot of complexities because each card is unique with its individual skill and power and all those things. But then the ink and the currency, that one just took a little bit to get a hold of. But I think once you did, it's like, okay, I see where they're going with this.
Yeah, because your currency is ink, but then you have cards in your ink well, and that will allow you to play other cards. So on your turn, you can play cards from your hand. And again, you can add cards into your inkwell. You can quest for lore, which again is how you gain points to win the game. You can challenge other players' cards. And you can also use other cards' abilities. So that's a very broad overview of how the game is played. And you have many different classic characters, but then you also have characters that have a bit of a different spin on them. So really cool. Like you have Steamboat Willie as Mickey, but then you also have Mickey and his different variations. Yeah. So it's really awesome. Again, a huge Disney game that's kind of sweeping the Disney nation. Right. But you also want to keep score in this game, and it comes with different dice that you can keep score. But there's actually an app that we found that it's easier to keep score versus using the tokens and the dice that the game gives you.
No, it keeps your table a little more clean, and again, it tracks it for you, so you just don't have to worry about forgetting things along the way. It makes it a lot easier to organize your score. And going back to those cards and the different variations, like there's cards that are rare, that are more desirable. This thing really is like building its own marketplace and trading values and everything. It's nuts. It can get a little overwhelming.
It absolutely is. And we haven't really come up with a strategy on how to build your deck or kind of what cards to put into your inkwell. But it's really fun, and I hope I did an okay job explaining it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's fun. You need to check it out if you haven't.
And there are some YouTube videos out there of people like explaining the overview of the game. I don't know that we found one that we really love that's like super helpful. I think you kind of just need to get into it and play, but it is helpful to have that visual as you're reading the instructions. So don't be afraid to check out YouTube as well as a reference on this. But yeah, I don't know. It's super popular. We've enjoyed it. I think we're starting to see like where to go with it. It's now like, okay, the strategy. How do I build my deck? Yeah. Who are my characters I want to play with? Not only are they good individually, but they work well together. And so... yeah, this is a good one. So
yeah, if you have any strategies on Lorcana to kind of help us learn how to play the game as well, like please, if you feel inclined, share those with us. We'd love to hear them on, strategy. But we could keep going because there are so many different Disney games out there. But those four are our favorites and some of the more popular ones. Yeah. And we know, again, our friends and family love to play those games. Absolutely. Well, and there are a few others that are part of our routine that we like to sneak in there every once in a while that are favorites of our family. And we'll kind of do these more in rapid fire fashion. But one that's just a spin off of the classic game of life is Pirates of the Caribbean Life. Yeah. And this one, I would dare say, might be better than the original Life version. I agree. And there's even, like, hidden Mickeys on the game board itself. Which is crazy. Of course there is. Yeah. But no, it's super fun. So as you're going along, instead of, like, a career of college or, career path, you're choosing whether you want to be a landlubber or a pirate. Pirate. And always, that's the answer. Always the pirate. And then you get to pick your ship, you get to pick a pet, and yeah, you just go throughout the board and like there's battles with other ships, like you can try and steal the Black Pearl. Super fun. So that's one, if you love life and you like pirates, go do it. Like it's really, really fun. It's fun. Another one that we like to play, it's called Disney Geek Out, and it's a trivia game, and our daughter absolutely loves playing this game. She does love this one. So again, it's a trivia game, so there's different categories that you get depending on what color is rolled on the die. So the categories are animated features, Pixar, live action, musical performances, and miscellaneous. The musical performance ones, I think, are the hardest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what game it's escaping me right now that you compare this to. It's not, is it Categories?
Kind of like Categories, kind of like Trivial Pursuit.
Trivial Pursuit, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's kind of like Trivial Pursuit.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's for Disney. And again, the animated feature in the Pixar one is a little bit easier, and it could be just something as simple as like name 2 characters in a animated movie that sing. Mm-hmm. So, just again, simple trivia.
Yeah.
But it's a great game. Our daughter loves playing it.
Right.
So, yeah.
And it's cool, and it does, even though the game is now several years old, like, it's still applicable because the category is general and broad. Mm-hmm. So, you could have something with an enchanted building, for example, and that could be something in the past that had to do with, like, Beast's Castle, but then more modern release would be Casita.
Exactly.
So, really fun that way. Mm-hmm. The last one we wanted to share with you is one of my personal favorites, and that's Marvel Splendor.
Yeah.
So Splendor is a game that's been around for a while, and then this is a variation of it. And from what we've heard, I've never played the original Splendor.
No, I haven't either.
But a lot of people have said the Marvel version is elite.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to think of yourself as, like Thanos, collecting the Infinity Stones. And so they have different coins based by Infinity Stone category and color. So your board is covered in playing cards, and you have to trade a certain amount of stones by color in order to take one of the cards off the table. Once you pull it, you put a new one down. And so you're basically collecting these cards, totaling up points, and that's enabling you to collect cards of greater value. And then there's some special cards that you can collect if you reach so many of a color, and then in the end you try and get the most points and ultimately have all 6 Infinity Stones. But yeah, it's really fun. Yeah,
what's cool about this game is the cards that you're collecting, they're all Marvel heroes.
Correct.
And some of the classics, you have your Captain America, your Iron
your
Man.
Avengers.
But then you also have characters from, like, the comic book series that maybe are not in the live-action movies.
Yeah, there's, like, 5 or 6 variations of Spider-Man,
the Spider-Pig one, I think, is my
Spider-Ham.
favorite.
So cool.
Yeah.
No, so that one's a good one. If you really want just a good, fun game, it's great for 4 players. So if you have a bigger family or a bigger group playing, it makes it a little tough. But that one's fun. There's definitely strategy, a lot of sabotage.
Oh, yeah.
Because people will steal your cards before you can get them. But yeah, that's a great one to play. And again, one we play often when we're just like, we don't know what to play. We'll play Marvel Splendor.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's it. Those are some of our favorite games. Again, there's countless variations out there that are Disney themed, but these are some of our favorites. So if there's any that we missed or some of them that are your favorites, let us know. We'd love to hear about it. But hopefully this gives you some new ideas for game night or for something on your phone to download and play and be able to take that Disney magic with you at home when you're not at the park.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Patreon.
Yeah, and check out our new t-shirt shop because we've got merch now for the podcast and we've started making some new park-themed shirts. Yeah. And we've got some Disney stuff, some Star Wars stuff, some Marvel stuff, even some pop culture references. Check it out. We'd love for you to see it and share it with us. So
yeah, it's called Threads of Imagination.
That's right. So shopthreadsofImagination.com.
That's it. Yeah, so until next wonderful Wednesday, TTFN.